Let's make some trees. First, you're going to need a paper with your name on it. Go do that right now. Now that you have your name on your paper, we're going to start by cutting out a scrap of paper for our tree trunk. The easiest way to do this is to draw a straight line across your brown paper. If you can't draw a straight line, that's okay, because trees grow in nature. That means they're organic and they come in all different shapes and sizes. Your tree trunk should look like a big number 1. I like to trim my tree trunk just a little bit because then we have more room for branches. I'm going to save this scrap of paper and use it later. Using my glue stick, I'm going to glue a picture frame around the edge of my tree trunk and give it a massage, give it a little back rub on your paper. It looks like a big number 1 on your paper right there. Then I'm going to take this small scrap that I already cut, and I'm going to cut some small strips, and these will be some of the branches on our tree. Using my glue stick, I scoot it over the top and place it on the top of the tree. Some trees have leaves that, branches that go all the way down. We're going to focus on trees that lose their leaves, and they mostly have branches near the top part of their tree. I'm going to place these 3 right on my paper, and then I'll show you the next step. You can certainly add more tree branches. I did on this one. Using a colored pencil or crayon, draw number 1 a bunch of times on your tree. This will make it look like tree bark and make it look like it's bumpy. This is called texture. We're adding some texture. You can even add some small branches by drawing number 1s coming out of those branches, and some even smaller ones coming off of there. It's called a Y tree branch because it looks like the letter Y. Now that I have a bunch of tree branches and some texture on my tree, I'm going to go over to the scrap bin and try to find some green scraps of paper. If you don't find a scrap, we have some available for you, but we can add some grass to the bottom part of our tree. Instead of just slapping on this huge piece, I'm going to cut it in half and try to fill up my space just below the tree. Even though there's that little white space, I can show you how to fix that too. Get a little glue on yours. I'm running low on this glue stick. And glue it near the bottom part of your tree. I'm going to glue it to the side like this, but still overlap my tree. And it's okay that I see a little bit of white down here. I can do the same part over here with my grass. I just trim that off, glue it up, and stick it down. Put your glue stick away in the right spot, right in the middle of your table. Now what we're going to need is the paper that we painted last week. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut long strips out of your painted paper, and we're going to use that for little leaves that fall from the tree. Remember we read that book, Fresh Fall Leaves? Well, they have a bunch of different colors of fall leaves, and we talked about red, orange, yellow, and brown. So if I cut a long strip like this, I can use my scissors and carefully cut some small shapes like rectangles, and these will look like small fall leaves falling from the tree. I grabbed a section that had yellow, orange, and red because I want my tree to be full of leaves. Using my glue stick, I can take these little leaves, scoot them over the top, and place them near the top part of my tree branches. I also want some of my tree branches to be falling, my leaves to be falling, so maybe I'll have a few of these falling from the tree and a bunch on the grass. I'm going to take these leaves that I already cut and keep adding it to this one. You can see that I have triangle leaves, I have rectangle leaves, I have leaves on top of the tree and falling from the tree. I want to fill up my paper with these fresh fall leaves. I'm going to put a bunch on the ground, and you'll be able to see my finished work on the next slide. Good luck. Make some awesome leaves.